to the show, everyone. You know, I love talking about everybody else but me. That I really do. And I love the show. We're live on Facebook. So hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. I got a couple of newbies with me. And so when they're nervous, I get nervous. So I'm really excited about them coming on. I have with me Nick Madsen, and he's the owner of Phoenix Family Insulation. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what was important to you. There's a couple of things, obviously what you do, but one thing is that your business name is Phoenix Family Insulation, but your website isn't. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, my website is phoenixinsulation.com. And a little bit about us, we're a family-owned business. Everybody that works in the business is part of the family. We're a small team, but we service the entire valley, and we do mostly residential.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what's so important, first of all, about getting insulation and having your attics looked at and checking out how all the energy is going out there to roofs.
Yeah, absolutely. Insulation is very important. If you're feeling hot or cold, depending on the time of year, oftentimes it's the insulation that's the problem. So what you want to do is the insulation, the main focus for insulation is it is regulating whatever temperature that you want in the house. So if you want it to be 72 degrees in the summertime, you're going to have something that's holding that cool air in the house and not letting it escape, right? So insulation is doing that for you. In the wintertime, the same effect. If you want to keep the house maybe 68, 70 degrees in the house, my wife likes to keep it a little bit warmer, you still need insulation even in the wintertime to have the same effect.
Well, I thought everybody needed that insulation up there.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, your website is phoenixinsulation.com. Their phone number to call is 602-536-8798. They work in Maricopa County. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Residential, they do free estimates. And what kind of types of insulation services do you offer?
So we can do fiberglass, blown-in insulation, primarily for the attic. We can do batt insulation, which is the type of solid pieces that you might see in the walls. We also do insulation removal. There are some certain cases where insulation might need to be removed before we put in new insulation. We can do radiant barrier, which is a type of material that it kind of looks like tinfoil, and it reflects the radiant heat back away from the house, and that can be super effective as an ancillary service.
Now, this is a funny question I have to ask you because it's on this paper here. Isn't fiberglass really itchy?
Yeah.
Now, how do I worry about that, whether it's itchy or not?
Well, you know, a lot of people say that. A lot of people remember the fiberglass from the 70s, the 80s, even the early 90s, where you barely touch it and it gets all over you and you're all itchy. That's really not the case anymore. We use eco-friendly materials, Energy Star certified. You can almost handle it with your bare hands, and it's really not as itchy as you know, the insulation from the past.
I have to tell you, I don't know about anyone out there, but for me, I'm calling you to do the job. I don't need to touch it. I want you to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Okay, so you are in all of Maricopa County, licensed, bonded, and insured, residential, free estimates, and the phone number to call is 602-536-8798, phoenixinsulation.com. So I want you to talk a little bit about why people should remove their old insulation before first adding any new insulation that's already there. Is that true?
So it can be true, but oftentimes you don't have to do removal. So the main reasons why you might want to remove the insulation from your house is if you have mold or a musty smell, or maybe a problem with rodents, which unfortunately here in the valley we do have rodent activity here and there. But if you don't have those types of problems, you often do not need to do removal, which can save you thousands of dollars.
Let's talk about mold for a minute. I like talking about mold, and the reason why is because we know we just had floods. A lot of people that don't take care of things right away. I mean, what happens? And mold can be in your attic as well because?
Absolutely. If you have a roof leak, that would be a source of how you could get mold if it's not taken care of quickly.
So, okay, how often should they be checking out their insulation?
Well, we blow in fiberglass primarily, and if we do that, it'll last 100 years, so you'll never have to do it again. The reason why you might want to check it is if the home is older, maybe it was built in the 50s, 60s, which a lot of the homes here in the valley are, or if you've had roof damage, a roof leak, storm damage, something like that, where you had the repair done, but you didn't replace the insulation. So that would be a time to check it out.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk a little bit about what people gain from doing this in the first place. What makes it better to do that?
Well, besides being comfortable in your home, there's an energy savings that goes along with it. So on average, you could save 15 to 30% on your energy bills every month by having your insulation up to code.
Right. Does it matter what kind of insulation that they do?
It can vary. We use, at our company, we strictly use fiberglass. We believe it's a better material, it lasts longer, it doesn't degrade over time, and it meets all of the standards that is required in Arizona.
So we're right now, it's the holidays, right? People are starting to get ready. When they call you and make an appointment with you, what does that look like? How long is the turnaround, and what does that look like? What do they need to do?
So if you were to call, we would be able to get you scheduled. Usually the first estimate would be about a week is when we could come out, take a look at the property, see if you need insulation. One of the big things is we don't sell you something that you don't need. So we want to make sure that you actually need insulation. And then if you do, we'll give you an estimate right there. And then from there to actually scheduling the service is about another week or so.
So his phone number is 602-536-8798. His website is phoenixinsulation.com, licensed, bonded, and insured. They work residential, and he does free in estimates. I do want to ask you what you would think that Phoenix Insulation, family insulation, is, what makes you so different?
Well, I'm the owner of the business, but when you hire our company, when you hire me, I actually show up and do the work with the team. So that is a big differentiator between me and a lot of the other companies is I show up to do the estimates. I also come back to do the work with my guys. That ensures that somebody that is on your property has already seen the property, knows what to expect, and is responsible for all the work and all the labor that's being done.
Now you're doing a special for everybody that calls you and says that they heard it on Networking Arizona. What is that?
So if you heard about us on this radio show and you mention that, we'll give you an extra 10% off.
So an extra 10% off. Tell them that you heard it on Networking Arizona. Maybe it's you, maybe you know somebody that needs this done. An extra 10% off. Tell them that you heard it on Networking Arizona. The phone number to call is 602-536-8798. What are your final words?
Merry Christmas.
You couldn't have said it any better. Again, it does work all of Maricopa County, licensed, bonded, and insured. They do free estimates, and they're offering for everyone that if you heard it on Networking Arizona, they're giving you an extra 10% off. They work residential. He does free estimates. The website is phoenixinsulation.com. Again, write the number down. Maybe it's for you or someone that you know. I know you're getting ready for the holidays, so a lot of people that they should call now, book it so they got it ready for January.
Most likely, yeah. We're pretty much booked up for the rest of December. We could make some special cases, so give us a call and we'll see what we can do.
Tell them that you heard it on Networking Arizona. You're going to get an extra 10% off. That number to call is 602-536-8798. Hang tight. We'll be back in just